Hey everybody, it's Eric with Chaotic Goods, and you may be wondering why I have a bunch of stuff scattered across my desk. Well, these are all deck boxes that I'm going to try fitting into this monstrosity. I finally, after several months of waiting and delays and shipment issues, finally received my GemTech IchinoseSound Neo. And my first impressions of this bag were honestly pretty harsh, and while I've toned down my initial thoughts about this bag, I still think that they really missed the mark. It's expensive, it feels cheap, it doesn't hold a lot, and honestly the only thing they got right about the bag is the fact that it does what they want, and it's a quick on-the-go TCG bag for you to hit your local game store. So I'm going to go into every single one of those things about this bag, give it a good, deep, in-depth review, and let you decide at the end if it's worth your money or not. So like in all of my videos, the first thing that I'm going to talk about is going to be the price. Now, this bag here and this little Playmat sleeve that came with it for pre-orders is $59.99. So we're just going to say $60 MSRP. $60 is a lot considering what you're getting. You're getting a 100% polyester bag that has all plastic hardware, a very small little handle that doesn't really have a lot of grip to it, and that's about it. And then I guess you get this sleeve. Now $60 is a lot for that, but then you have to include shipping. Now I understand we don't normally want to include shipping costs into the cost of a purchase, but it is what it is. They don't offer free shipping on their website, even if you're buying one of their larger backpacks, their Evo series. This cost about $10 for me to receive, and I'm located in Utah, and their warehouse is located in California. Now, I did test if I was located, let's say, somewhere on the far East Coast, how much that would cost me in shipping, and it averaged about $17. So you're looking at a $77, almost $80 bag that is this. And this isn't a lot. It's a lot smaller. You're paying essentially $30 to $40 less than getting one of their Evo backpacks. Now, I like their Evo backpacks. I don't want to talk trash on GemTech accessories at all. I have several of their deck boxes. I have an Evo backpack. I have this thing, and this is the only product of theirs that I don't like. Their Evo bags are great, but this clearly missed the mark on a lot of levels. So the second thing we're going to talk about is going to be the dimensions. On their website, they list 19 by 12 by 2 inches. I've measured this thing and it isn't any of those dimensions. The actual dimensions that I measured for the width of the bag is about 8 inches. So the whole width here, and that's including this front pocket. So it's about 8 inches total with this front pocket, or if you don't have this pocket, it's about 4.5-ish inches, 5 if you really pack it out. And then you got a length of 12 inches, and then a height of 6 inches. So from the very bottom to kind of this top here, this whole section. Now, again, I have no idea why they listed 19 by 12 by 2 on their website. They also say that it's 3.2 pounds. So I think, honestly don't even know. This thing weighs a couple ounces unless you really pack it out. And then you have this guy, which is just a Playmat tube, which weighs literally nothing. Now, dimensions out of the way on the actual bag itself, I'm gonna rant about the design choice here for a second. So the way they want you to utilize this bag is a quick grab and go, on the go bag, right? You don't want a big backpack, which I totally understand. I hate having a big backpack to just take to my LGS because honestly I have whatever's in my pockets, maybe a couple deck boxes, a power bank, and that's it. I'm good to go. I don't have a trade binder. I don't have trades. I sell everything online, or if I know my locals want it, I just sell it to them, and there's just no binder. I don't need it. But I understand everybody's not like that. So this bag is supposed to meet that niche. It's a bag designed, honestly, for someone like me. but I don't like this bag, and it's because of the design. So we have these straps here. These straps go over the top, and then they cover this front pocket right here. This awful front pocket. I'm going to show you why I think it's awful. Right here. Hopefully the camera really picks that up. You have a front pocket that is a height of 4 inches, a length of 6 inches, and a width of 3 inches. This bag, or this front pocket, is almost the same size as the actual dimensions of the bag itself, which makes absolutely no sense to me. It is just bad design. You could have just made a bigger bag, and that would have been great. Honestly, that probably would have been the better choice, because then you could actually fit more stuff in here. But you didn't do that. You just created this ugly front pocket that it looks like the hash slinging slasher from SpongeBob. It looks like his nose. And if you've seen the episode, you know what I'm talking about. It looks ridiculous. And then these straps go like this, right? And they are adjustable. They're on the very bottom here. So you can adjust these. So if you pack this guy out with something, you can do this. And that's great, right? But then you're like, oh, where am I going to put my playmat? Where does my playmat go? Because you don't have straps on the bottom like other bags do. You only have these straps on the top. Oh, you have to put your playmat on this nose pocket shelf thing here. And then you have to close it. So this front pocket acts as a shelf for your playmat. And that's just terrible design. Add some extra straps and make me put it at the bottom. Maybe it's because you wanted it to lay flat. If you wanted it to lay flat, just don't even bother with this. Because this just looks bad. Because what if I don't fill out this pocket? What if there's nothing in this pocket? And I just have this playmat. Now I have this big playmat tube here. And then I have the strap going across like this, right? Well, there's nothing, this pocket is pointless. It's a pointless pocket. And that's one of my big gripes with the design of this bag. Now the second gripe is going to be the materials. They quote 100% polyester on their website, and I'm going to believe them because I don't really have any other way of telling whether it's polyester or not. Feels cheap, feels like polyester, but I'm paying $60 to $70 for a bag, and you've given me all plastic hardware. These are cheap plastic zippers. These are cheap plastic hooks for the strap, and we're going to get to the strap later, trust me. You got cheap plastic buckles, and then on the inside of the bag is just one deep cavity with one big pocket, and then you have a metal zipper here. You know what? I can actually just pull the whole pocket out. Yeah, look at that. I can pull out the whole cavity of this thing. And you got one metal zipper. One dinky little metal zipper. Paying $70 for a cheap polyester bag with all plastic hardware and a singular metal zipper on the inside. That doesn't even have like a brand name or a logo. If you're familiar with looking at those, they'll usually have it kind of right here, or they'll have it on the actual like handle, or it's somewhere on the inside of the zipper, like when you seal it. It's just not here. I'm assuming it's just a cheap metal zipper that they threw in here. And then the fact that I can take the whole inside of the bag, that I can inside out the bag, makes me hate it even more. I'm maybe a little bit of a bag snob. I have a lot of bags, a lot of sling bags, and this screams cheap to me. If I can pull the pocket out of the inside and it's not stitched on the inside, that just feels cheap, because what happens, and I'll show you, when you try putting stuff in here, because this whole pocket moves around, it actually moves when you're trying to put things in here. You're trying to get everything all nice and organized, and the pocket's moving and just getting in the way of itself, or the cavity, whatever we're gonna call it. And that's terrible design. Just stitch it on the inside, please. And then this is supposed to be waterproof, right? They they state the materials are waterproof, and I believe this is waterproof. I mean, heck, we can try it right now. Let's just do some water. Let's dump some water on there. Yeah, it's waterproof. Slides right off. Great, right? I don't know why I did that. Now I gotta clean this up and then I'll have a towel. All right, great. So yeah, the material of the bag is waterproof, but let's just, for science, I don't trust that water is not going to seep through this zipper. So we're gonna get a little piece of paper here. I'm gonna throw some paper in there and we're gonna see if it gets wet. Actually, I had a better idea. We're gonna put these little containers in here that will hopefully catch any water that goes in here. All right, and for the sake of science, I have a paper towel. We're actually gonna put it in those little containers. My plate's not big enough. We're gonna put it in the little containers in here. We're just gonna tear up some pieces, crumble them up, and then we're gonna just dump some water on this thing. Because again, I don't trust that these zippers are waterproof at all. So if you're in like a torrential rainstorm, you might want to tuck this thing under your bag. Or I'm wrong, and these are in fact waterproof zippers. I guess I should probably put the strap over. This might actually help with the waterproof. Okay, I think that's enough water because most of it is actually ending up all over my desk mat. But let's find out. So we have some water here. I can already see that it's kind of seeping into the zipper. So let me dry it off real quick. Dry it off, and then we're gonna zip it up. And look at that. Ha! Look at that. Water, in fact, got in. Oh god, it's spilling everywhere. Water in fact got in. You can see a little bit of the coloration there. So it's not waterproof. So neither is my desk mat, apparently. Alright, I'm gonna clean up and then we're gonna go to other complaints about this bag. Okay, now that I'm all cleaned up after doing my waterproof test, you can actually still see that some of the water did seep into the material here. You can see the discoloration, that's where the water went. The straps are completely soaked, and again, we have water here. So obviously my test was probably not the most scientific when it comes to waterproof, but if you're, in a torrential downpour and this bag is kind of hanging on your shoulder and you don't have an umbrella, there's a good chance that whatever in here is gonna get wet. Back to the problems I have about this bag. These two little side pockets. I actually don't totally hate them. I just wish they were a little bit bigger because the dimensions on these guys are 5 inches by 5 inches by 2 inches. So you got 5 by 5 and then a 2-inch width, which means you can't really fit a lot in here. At most, you can fit like a GemTech Bastion. Those fit in here just fine. It's like a nice snug little fit. So, that's cool. Fits in there nice and tight. You can't fit a boulder. I have a 60 card boulder here. That's not something that you can fit into the bag. It fits into the pocket, and then when you try zipping it up, it's a bit too snug to where the box just doesn't really work. Like, you can, it's about as best I can get it without totally ruining it. Like, I can, I guess, try and squeeze it in there, but I shouldn't have to fight. Yeah, there you go. Sure, a 60 boulder from Ultimate Guard fits in the side pocket, but it was more of a fight than anything, and I shouldn't have to fight to put stuff in my bag. I just shouldn't. Now, this front pocket. In their little video that they did on their social media, he puts a cell phone in here and like his keys. And yeah, I think that's in theory. Wow, this front pocket is drenched. In theory, yeah. You know what? I have a 15 Pro Max. I can put that in here. nice and snug. I don't have my keys on me, you know, I got my wallet, and then, you know, let's just say random knickknack. This is actually my camera case. I can throw that in here, right? And then you have this, you have stuff in this pocket. And then it's a secure pocket because you got this strap, right? Nobody can break in to your bag to get this stuff because it's secure. Typically, when you see bag designs for like slings and things like that, or even backpacks nowadays, secure pockets are usually on the back, the part that is sitting against your body, not the front. So these straps, yeah, they might prevent somebody, you know, nobody's gonna be able to like open this pocket. I guess maybe if you aren't paying attention, you're on like the subway or something, or walking in a really busy street, yeah, they might be able to be sly and sneak in there and steal some stuff. But realistically, I'm not gonna put my wallet and phone in this front pocket. It's just not gonna happen. However, it does fit smaller deck boxes like this guy. This is the Dueling Guard Player Series boxes. I highly recommend if you don't want a very large deck box, you just want something quick. You know, it's just kind of what you see those plastic boxes from like Bushiroad that they come out with their waifus. I have one of those here too. So I have one of the Bushiroad ones too. So similar design, right? It's just a small plastic box. But this one, this Bushiroad one, doesn't fit in this pocket. It's too large to fit in here without totally destroying the box. So you got this Dueling Guard Player Series one. It actually fits in here quite perfectly. It's almost the exact like dimensions of the pocket. So I can close it up, and now I got this deck box right here, which is great because now I got my little shelf to put my Playmat tube on, and then I can close it up and we're good to go. I don't like what they designed it for with like a cell phone and stuff like that, but to each their own. This is purely my opinion in how much I hate this bag. But I think if you have a box like this, or you know, like a Boulder and a Bastion, you can just chuck those, oops. You can just chuck those in this front pocket, zip it up, and you're good to go, right? Is it ideal? Maybe. Now, you have two pockets on the inside. You have this big open cavity, which is terrible. And then you have this zippered pocket. This is honestly where I would put my phone. So, you know, we're gonna put my phone here. Put my phone in this guy, tuck things in there. My phone is falling over. We're gonna throw my wallet in there. This is more secure, in my opinion. We're gonna throw that in there. All right, and we'll zip that up. Okay, and then let's get a Dueling Guard box. So I have just a standard size. This is not their XL size deck box. I'm just gonna put it in here. Does it fit? What do you know? It fits. Great. And we even have a little bit of room to put this other deck box in there. Looks good, you know? Nice and secure. It's a little hefty, but hey, we got cards in here to be expected. Now, what about an actual like artisan style deck box? So I have their Amelia Senpai series. This is from GemTech Accessories. You can see here, it fits just fine. You can only fit one of these in here. You can't fit two. You can only fit one. But I have, I have a deck box here, and we have my Cabbage Man Boulder 100 card, and I can throw that in this side spot here. Maybe the material is catching. There we go. So you can fit an artisan box and a boulder. Or realistically, you can probably fit about 3 100 boulders from, 100 boulders from Ultimate Guard or the game Genix, Bastions, whatever 100 card box that you have, basically can fit in here. So you're probably fitting about 3. Now let's get this out. Now, one bummer that I know some people may have in regards to this bag is a very popular deck box, the Academic. The Academic, in my opinion, is still a good deck box, even though I dislike a lot about it. It doesn't fit in here. It's too big. Had they potentially added instead of having like 2 side pockets, just increase the bag's width by these 2 side pockets, so it was just longer, it would actually fit here. But it doesn't fit. I tried, and it's just, unfortunately, doesn't work. We have a bunch of other boxes, right? I have one of my favorite personal boxes from Motorsaki Atelier. That fits in here, no problem. So it does do what it's supposed to do, and that is fit your TCG accessories. But as you can see, I don't know if you can see actually, I'm putting stuff in here, and because the bag doesn't, this cavity, this pocket, it's not stitched on the inside. This is all just loose to move around, right? I'm moving the whole inner cavity and everything that's in this pocket, everything that's in this pocket, and look at that. I pulled out the whole pocket getting my deck box out. And that is just, it's just gross. It is terrible design. Absolutely terrible. That to me makes it feel cheap. And it's not necessarily a cheap bag. Again, it's $80. Almost $80 if you're on the East Coast ordering this thing because of shipping. Poor design choice number, I don't know. I've lost count. This strap. Again, we have all cheap plastic hardware. We have a 2-inch strap. This is a chunky strap. This thing's huge, honestly. It's massive. And then you have this cheap leather ring that's supposed to keep these from separating. I do appreciate that they added that because nobody likes these like loopies that are here. So having this is nice. It is a nice touch, but it's very cheap. Now, because this is a adjustable strap, you are able to, wear it across your back, wear it across the front of you, wear it on your side to however your comfort level fits. The problem is there's no padding on the strap. It's a thick strap. It's honestly really thin. It's very lightweight, so that's not a big deal, but there's no padding. And I get, again, this is a grab and go bag. You go to your local game store, you throw this on your shoulder, hop in your car, and you're wearing it for hopefully not very long. All day, I would absolutely hate to wear this strap. I would never wear this thing to a convention because after a while, this strap would be terrible. The Playmat sleeve is our next poor design. Why did you give me a strap on my Playmat sleeve? Let me take it off. Let me take this off. I'm half tempted to just cut it off because I'm not gonna like take this, take the bag, take this, because the whole point is to put it on the bag here. And I can't like attach this to anything. This plastic hardware is smaller than everywhere else, right? It's just smaller. And again, I can't take it off. I can't wear it. This strap isn't adjustable. I'm not this tiny. So, I mean, maybe if I want to like sling it across my arm, I don't know, it's awful. And then again, it's just the cheap on the inside, cheap on the outside, plastic hardware. It's silly. And then you have the silly design. So really a lot of this video, I tried my best not to ramble and just absolutely trash talk this bag, but I had extremely high expectations from GemTech Accessories to absolutely deliver on a premium TCG sling. And I don't know if I just had extremely high expectations, almost too high because it took me like 6 months to get this bag. But this bag is poor design, it's cheap, it's too expensive, and honestly, it is a waste of your money. If you want a good TCG bag, spend a little bit more and get their Evo. Their Evo backpack series are phenomenal. I have nothing bad to say about those bags. They're great bags. You go to any TCG convention, tournament, you're gonna see those bags quite literally everywhere. Those are good bags. This is not a good bag. I can't recommend this at all. If you want a TCG sling bag, get the Dueling Guard Gauntlet. Yes, I'm an affiliate with them, and I've been using that bag quite literally ever since I received it, but that bag just absolutely blows this one out of the water. It's better in design. It has padding on its shoulder strap. It puts the playmat on the bottom and doesn't have a stupid front pocket. It's just better. If you want to see the review, check that out in the description below. I have one pro about this bag, and everything else are cons. So I'm not even going to do a pros and cons list because the whole list is cons besides this one pro. And the one pro is that the bag does what they want it to do. You can throw your crap in here, grab it, and head to your LGS. But I can also do that with quite literally any other bag. I can do that with a plastic bag that I got from grocery shopping, and that cost me however much it spent at the grocery store. This bag's not worth $70 or $60 plus shipping. The materials are crappy. This thing is honestly still kind of wet from when I drenched it with my water bottle. And this front pocket, honestly, I'd probably like this bag a lot more if this front pocket didn't exist. GemTech Accessories, I don't mean to trash talk on your product so harshly, but I hope this is a version 1 and you absolutely deliver on a version 2, or your Neo, whatever bag that you have teased in the past that we haven't seen anything else about for almost a year. I hope that bag delivers, because this thing, I don't know, I don't like it. Anyway, that's enough rambling. That's enough rambling on my part. If you want the bag, check it out. GemTech Accessories has 3 colorways and 2 other colorways already ready for pre-order. Or get yourself something a little bit better by checking out the affiliate link below for the Dueling Guard Gauntlet. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.